No. Stein, no.
What's wrong with Adam?
No.
He's upset that Stein got hurt. He can't come and do the show today. He's wearing black.
Alright, I'm gonna go talk to him. Hey, buddy.
Brian?
No, it's me, Ray.
Oh, hey, Ray.
You alright?
I just miss him so much.
It's okay, we got a show to do though.
You're gonna be the new anchor?
Why not?
What are we gonna talk about?
Oh, well, you got Temple trying to bounce back after the loss to SMU. Men's soccer has bounced back from a slow start, and people want another Miller killer. They've been just craving it. Everyone's asking me on the street.
I don't know if I can do it, Ray. I mean, are you sure we can?
Oh, we can. But first, let's take a timeout.
Oh, baby, it's about that time again. Time for Temple Timeout. What's happening, Owls fans? I'm Adam Miller alongside new anchor Ray Dunne. And if you haven't heard, Brian Steinmetz, he's out this week with an ankle injury, and Ray will be filling in. Ray, how are you doing? And do you have any news on Stein's injury?
Thanks, Adam. I'm thrilled to be making my first appearance on the legendary Temple Timeout. I understand that I have big shoes to fill, and quite literally, because his ankle is swollen, it doesn't look good for Stein.
Oh, yikes, man.
He's got a serious ankle injury and will be getting a diagnosis later today. Stein got the injury after getting too spooked at the Eastern State Penitentiary. I wish I was lying when I said that.
It's a spooky place, Ray, and normally ankle injuries can keep a player out up to a month. But since he's not a sports player and just needs to sit at the desk, he's considered week to week at this time.
To quote George A. Custer, it's not how many times you get knocked down that counts, it's about how many times you can get back up.
Wow, Ray, that was beautiful. I think you should go down to Edberg Olsen Hall and tell the football team that, because they need to hear it after their last game against SMU. There's no other way to put it. The Owls got beat up in a big way by the Mustangs, but don't take it from me or Ray. Have a look for yourself.
Definitely not what you want to see out of the Owls. Like you and Stein said last week, they needed to stop Buechele, but that's not what happened at all.
No, you're not wrong about that. 457 yards and 6 touchdowns isn't exactly what I'd classify as slowing down. Reggie Robertson was blowing past all of the Temple DBs, ending with 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ray, that's insane. That sounds like some video game numbers, my man.
If you had him in AAC PPR fantasy football, that's 51 points for him right there. Robertson wasn't the only Mustang to get in on the action, with 3 other receivers finding the end zone. But here's the good news. Temple has a chance to redeem themselves this Saturday against UCF.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me give you some more good news, too. It's a night game, and over the last 4 years, with this senior class, Temple is 10-4 in primetime games. In other words, Temple was made for the bright lights, Ray. And they better be, because the Owls are right in the thick of things, and the AAC division is currently tied at second place with UCF in the standings. So if the Owls expect to have a shot at the AAC crown, this is a must-win game, I'd say. What do you think?
I can't stress enough the importance of this game in terms of potential AAC championship hopes. If Temple loses this game, they're in horrible shape to make the championship, but if they win, that's a whole different story. Let's talk a little bit more now about this UCF team. Adam, what are your keys to slowing them down?
Well, in my opinion, the game is going to hinge on if the Owls can slow down that star wide receiver, Gabriel Davis. The dude is a tank. He's first in the nation in TDs, 4th in receiving yards. Ray, what do you think about this guy?
Well, Adam, I think I'm a bit concerned. Let's just say the Temple DBs didn't quite play up to stuff last week. But hey, they can always bounce back. One team that won't be named bounce back is the men's soccer team, because right now they are hot.
Ooh, you're absolutely right about that. The men's soccer team are on a 3-game winning streak, something they haven't done all season long.
3 straight wins over conference opponents has put the Owls at 6-6-1 after starting 0-3. Think they currently hold the best bounce back on campus, that is, until Stein makes it back to this desk.
Oh, come on, Ray. You're doing pretty good right now. I mean, you mentioned that 3-game winning streak, and it is important to add that 2 of those 3 wins came on the road. That's a good testament to the team's heart to be able to respond the way they have.
Now they have 3 games left in the regular season against teams who are near the bottom of the standings in the AAC in UConn, Tulsa, and SMU, 2 of those games being at home.
Hey, if the Owls are going to be able to win those 3 games, or even 2 of them, they'll be in good position for the conference tournament.
That would be fantastic, Adam, but I'll be honest, I was a little surprised when I found out that your Miller's killer for this week wasn't a member of the men's soccer team.
You know, Ray, I thought about picking someone from the soccer team, but I can't pin it down to one player. I mean, they're playing so well as a team, and I decided, well, why don't we pick somebody with some national love this week? So I went with Temple women's basketball star Mia Davis. She was put on the Cheryl Miller's watch list. Now, I'm not talking about my mother, Cheryl Miller. I'm talking about 3-time Naismith Award-winning Cheryl Miller. The award is given to the top small forward in the nation for Division I women's hoop, and you can be sure Davis is in that category. Last season, she averaged 18 points and 9 rebounds per game and had 13 games where she scored more than 20 points. Make sure you keep an eye on Davis as the season begins, Ray.
I'll make sure to do that, Adam. Great stuff as always. And as for Stein's weekly segment, guess what? If you bet with Stein last week, you would have made money. All of the overs besides 1 hit, and 2 of the teams he picked didn't cover, including Temple. So this week, he's going to continue on with a few more AAC matchups. Over the weekend, he wants me to deliver those for you. And it was a rough start for him. Last night, obviously, the injury is its own thing there. But SMU had a minus 13 against Houston. That didn't hit. They only won by 3 points last night, 34-31. Got bailed out. The over pushed. Now, as for Tulane and Navy, minus 3.5. Navy in that one. I like that pick. Going down to Annapolis, Malcolm Perry, the quarterback for Navy, having a great season on the ground. Their triple option offense. And
Dangerous.
As for his pick for Temple, he's got Temple plus 10.5 against UCF at home. Looks like a great pick, but he's taken the over in that game. That's over 60.5. That doesn't really work at the link so far this season. The under is usually the safer bet at the link. But hey, again, this is Stein's lines, not Ray's plays. So whatever he
I
wants
like
to
that.
do.
Maybe we'll bring you back on for Ray's plays.
Listen, I'm not trying to pitch anything here. And he's got USF on the road against ECU, minus 2.5. And again, taking the over there because, as he says, life is too short to bet the under.
Hey, consistency is what we're looking for here, Ray, so keep up the good work. And on that note, we are all out of timeouts on today's show. You know where to find us on all of our social media to keep up with all updates at Temple Sports.
We will be back here same time and place next week with fresh new timeouts. For everyone behind the camera here at Temple Timeout, for Adam Miller, I'm Ray Dunne. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend, everybody.